What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first ever episode of Tequila Time. I'm your boy, Big Dave.
And I'm your boy, Rizza Razor. I'm doing too much. Ray Sharp. It's Mr. Yes, sir, in the building.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, this show is basically, it's called Tequila Time for a reason. You know, we got the tequila. If you ever had a tea time with somebody or heard of tea time where people talk about, past experiences, what they went through. But this is what it is. We drink some tequila and we talk about different situations we had in our life. So, today we're going to talk about basically family that's not really family, family that got disowned at some point in their life. So I know that Ray has somebody in his family that you feel like.
Listen. I know that sometimes when we talk, we cycle on certain things. We'll talk about it and we'll talk about it again. But I just want everybody to know how much it bothers me that like you can have family that's not family. Like I literally just recently had to like disown two of my brothers, man, because I found out that they're very jealous by the way that they talk and the way that they act. And I have nieces and nephews on both sides. I love my nieces and nephews, but I don't get to spend as much time with them because of their parents being jealous. So my brother, he has this thing. One of my brothers, one of the disowned ones. That's what we'll call it, the disowned ones. So he has this big thing where he's like, "Yo, don't come and pick them up. Send them on the train." So I'm like, "Have you ever rode the train with them?" And he was like, "No, but I'm trying to teach them independence."
Wait, how old are they?
15.
Okay. Damn, the train at 15.
First time.
I was taking a cab to school around that. I was actually taking a cab to school younger than that. I was probably taking a cab to school at like 10 when I lived in New York.
Yeah.
But still, like nowadays it's different at 15.
Bro, I could understand, like when we were younger, my mom would take us on the bus or the train. She'll be like, "All right, this is how you get to point A to point B." He hasn't taken them on the train at all, ever.
Damn.
But he wants me to put them on the train. I'm like, my man, there's too much craziness going on.
So put them on a train and you just go your separate way and they go their separate way?
Yeah.
Oh, nah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because, the train, I'm going to tell you, what's this, in New York?
No. This is in Jersey.
Okay, yeah, because the train's a different breed, especially if you're going to the subway in New York.
My goodness.
Listen, I get lost myself over there. So,
listen, I had to download the transit app just so I could learn how certain things connect. I'd be like, wait a minute. Is this the... Because it's weird because back in the day, it seemed like you could ask people. Yeah. Now, it's like you bothering people if you ask them, "Hey, I need the... Oh, it's over there. I'm
gonna miss my train talking to you."
Yeah, word up. So I'm like, that's one, right? So then I'm like, all right, well, you want me to put them on the train? Did you give them money? Here's where the disownment comes in. Nah, you got money.
What the hell?
Bro, I'm like, they're your kids. I said I could understand being an uncle. Let me do it myself. But don't think that I'm obligated to do it because I want to spend time with them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, I can't mess with
Even when I drop off my own kids, sometimes I'll be like, "Yo, you want me to leave money for food or whatever?" Or when I pick them up, do I owe you anything? Like, did you buy them anything?
Yeah.
I send you some money.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't expect me to just, like, for kids that are not mine to randomly be like, "Oh, here."
Yeah.
Like, there's a time. I think there's a time and place for all of that. Like, you don't see him for a while and you come up to him and be like, "Yo, here's $5." Like my older brother does that every once in a while.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Here's $5," or here's $1, here's $10. But to expect it all the time or just to expect it without even being asked is something crazy.
Bro, and that's why I was like, I got to disown him because in his mind, I have a job, so I have money. So my money should go towards whatever he wants to do. Because we used to do this thing called like Caribbean people call it a susu.
Yeah.
Right? So I used to do it with him. So I'm like, oh, okay. It was beneficial because at whatever month it was, then I know I'm getting this lump sum of money coming in. So it was cool. But after a while, he started like going up and how much we should put in. He started putting in penalties if we needed to borrow money from the group. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm pulling out. And I'm kind of like mama's boy, but not really. But whatever I do, if it makes sense, my mom will do the same thing. So my mom was like, yeah, if Ray pull out, I'm pulling out. So I was like, oh, I'm definitely pulling out.
I never pull out.
yeah. We talk about a different type of pull out, y'all. So anyway, yeah, once we disconnected from him doing the susu, because we let him be in charge of the money. And I'm like, my man, one, I asked you to write everything down because I'm a type of person. Let me read it.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense. All right. So I'm like, what are we doing with the money? Oh, we just waiting for, I got an idea. Well, what's the idea? Oh, I can't really explain it. It's in my head. And I'm like, my man, put it on paper. And I gave him some time. I said, bro, you got 6 months to put it on paper. You don't put it on paper, I'm doing a withdrawal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he kind of got upset with that. So now in his mind, I got all this money set aside.
Is he the same guy, the brother that kicked your mom out of the?
No,
this is a different one. Okay,
this is the other one.
By the way, that's Dougie in the back producing.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Dougie's producer now.
Production side. So yeah, so I was just like, I can't really mess with him no more. So now, me and my older brother, like, we like to take care of the nephews, so nieces, nephews, whatever. So my brother, he's into colognes. So he gave my nephew like a treasure chest full of different types of cologne. He was like, what type of cologne do you like? And these young kids nowadays, they kind of know what they're talking about. Like he has a real strong sense of, oh, I like this smell because of this. Yeah. And this is the season you should wear this. And then, oh, when I dress up, I'm put this on. So he really knows his stuff. So I'm like, I'm proud of him. So my brother gives him a collection and my older brother. So now his father was like, oh, what's this? Because he likes Jean-Paul Gaultier. So you know that it's shaped like a bus. It's shaped like a man's bus. And it has a clip on the neck so it doesn't accidentally spray. So my brother was like, oh, what, you gay now? And I said, he got to be gay because he's wearing cologne because he wants to smell good. So I asked him, I said, well, what does your dad wear? Since he said you're gay wearing what you're wearing. He was like, oh, he don't wear nothing but Axe and Bod body spray. And I'm like, oh, he jealous. He jealous of you.
That's that high school shit, bro. I don't even like
you a grown
that's
man?
That's the stuff you used to use in high school back in the day.
Yeah. When you couldn't afford to get something real.
Couldn't get the good stuff.
Yeah. So now he's jealous of my nephew. And my nephew's like, because I'm telling him about where I work at, and I'm telling him, hey, if you can get in here young, it's good. Yeah. Because you could work your way up. So my nephew's like, yeah, when I turn 18, I'm gonna come over there. So I guess he tells his dad. His dad's like, oh nah, you ain't gonna work over there. Yet his dad keeps asking me like every day how to get in there.
Are they hiring? Are they hiring?
Every day, bro.
It sounds like he in that mindset of, oh, he not gonna get in there before me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, man. You gotta share the wealth at some point.
So he got disowned, and then and he was like, instead of you picking him up, back to the train situation. Instead of you picking him up, when you drop him off at the train, you should buy him an electric scooter, and he could just ride the scooter to your house or ride the scooter back home. And I'm like, okay, are you giving him money to buy this scooter?
Who's buying a scooter for him?
Again, he says, y'all got money, referring to me and my older brother. Because when you don't have kids, people think that you got like money just sitting around. So he got disowned. Now to the one Doug was talking about. Ooh.
He sound like the next one sound like he been disowned a couple times. So
my man, first of all, and we spoke about this one before. We went to his house to have a family meeting. Again, we're doing the susu. We went to have a family meeting. We call him and say, can we use your basement to have this little meeting real quick? Because that's when COVID was out. So we weren't really trying to be anywhere. So we was like, well, if we're in your basement, we should be all right. He says, yeah. So we're like, all right, cool. We get over there. We get down to the basement. His wife runs upstairs and tells him who knows what. And he comes running down the stairs like, yo, y'all got to respect my house. Y'all got to respect my house. Y'all got to respect my house. And I said, what is anybody doing that's disrespecting your house? We asked you if we could have this meeting, and you said yes. So what are we doing that's disrespecting the house? The wife was upset because she wasn't part of it. So I don't know what she told her. To this day, I still don't know what she told him.
I gotta ask though, was she kicked out the basement?
At
some point or at any point, or she just left?
No, we didn't kick her out the basement. It's their house.
Yeah.
So we were just like, all right, we're gonna be in this corner
Well,
talking family business.
I'm gonna bring this point up, right?
Yeah.
Toxic people like to bring other people down with them.
Oh yeah, definitely a toxic situation. So to this day, he'll like when I see him again, that's my brother. When I see any of my brothers, that's my brother. I still got love for you, whatever.
But you don't plan to meet up. That's the thing.
No, I don't.
You don't make an effort at the end of the day.
Not at all. Because he has asked, yo, why don't y'all come to my house? And I'm like,
bro. See, it's crazy because, like, you know, I'm one of those people that are like easygoing. I like to, you know, relax. I like to have a good time. Mm-hmm. I like to have fun. I like to joke around. But like, there's just some people that you bring them around, and all the time it's like the night ends with a fight.
Yes.
Or this and that. And it depends. Like my older brother come over, hang out, we have a good time. Mm-hmm. But if it's too big of a crowd, sometimes, you know, people bump heads and stuff like that. And there ends up being arguments at the end of the night. Mm-hmm. That's why, like, I try to distance myself from certain people, because for that reason alone, I don't want you, while I'm having a good time, to be bringing that negative energy. Yep. And now I'm babysitting you or doing whatever, you know, I have to do that. It's not paying attention. So like, you know, sometimes my older brother would be like, oh, nobody tells me about this, about that. And I don't think it's because we don't tell you about this and that. It's because of the situation that I'm going to that I might not tell you, because I know that there's going to be a bigger, you know, negativity there at the end of the night, because, you know, we may be drinking, we don't know where we're at and this and that. So I completely understand where, like, some people be like, yo, I just can't invite them. Yep. But then there's some people that you gotta straight disown and be like, yo, I don't care. And now all of my brothers, I never disown my brothers, because, you know, we have good relationships going forward.
Yeah.
You know, family wise, I don't even think that there's family that I can say like, yo, you ain't never coming into my house. But I've had friends like that. Mm-hmm. But yo, I get where you're coming from. And I even have a little brother that's like that, where like he doesn't like one of my brothers for a specific reason. It's their reason, so I wouldn't say, since it's not my experience, I wouldn't say it.
What it is,
yeah. But like my younger brother and my other brother, my two brothers, they had their disagreements for a certain reason, and even one of my brothers goes. Sometimes he be like, yo, nah, fuck that. He not allowed over this and that. Mm-hmm. But when they're together, they're civil. You know what I'm saying? They're civil with each other, but they do have their disagreements. So I would say, you know, if you can, those family members, you have to put them in that position to where you know there's not going to be an argument.
Yeah.
And just keep them away when there's not, you know, when you know there's going to be something that's going to happen, because maybe there's 10 different people around and you know that everybody has a different attitude or a different personality.
Yeah.
Because, yo, I'm going to tell you, that shit is crazy when people get together. Mm-hmm. Especially people that drink, people that maybe smoke, people that just like to start arguments at the end of the day. But keep those people away.
What do you think? What do you think plays a part in that, though? You think it's egos? You think it's selfishness?
I mean, it
just being toxic.
Yo, it could be like a plethora of different things, because you don't know what that person dealt with when you're not around.
Yeah,
you don't know if that person feels like, oh, they don't show me as much love as they showed this person, like the other person.
See, I find
that might just be like a mental.
Yeah, but I find that to be an excuse, though. What does that have to do with me?
Well, they might hold that grudge against you at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that at the core of it, at the core of most of them, is there some sort of underlying issue that's not addressed? Or like a jealousy. You're jealous of me because of this or that, but it's not dealt with.
Yeah, but I can't control them being jealous.
Some people think that, hey, like, yo, I got demons in my head, like telling me different stuff.
Fuck
the same way.
I don't want it. I find that to be an excuse.
Yeah, but the same way you say, oh, God talks to me, you know, this and that. That's how some people just feel at the end of the day. And you got to just take it and find a situation to not get them in there. Like, bro, if I go to an event, what are people gonna do? They're gonna start drinking, right?
Yep.
Because there's a bar there, there's this and that. But if I know that, say you, Doug, say I know you like to drink, and when you drink, you like to start stuff with people, this and that. Why am I gonna invite you out all the time every time I go out? But then you're gonna look and be like, yo, why doesn't Dave invite me out? And like it's a hard conversation to have at the end of the day, because I don't want to be like, yo, I don't never invite you out because you love to drink. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm just gonna keep you out of that situation and
I get
invite you over to maybe like a smaller gathering,
alcoholic events.
Yeah. Or if I'm gonna invite you to alcohol, I'm gonna be like, yo, Doug, come out, let's hang out and chill in my house.
No, I get that, but when
it's just us.
I get that, but when I drink, I'm more of like a happy fellow. Like I don't know why you're making that assumption about me.
He's not making an assumption about you,
Doug. I'm gonna tell you what, bro. From looking at you, for the way that you drink, you seem like a touchy person. Like, yo, always hug. Like, yo,
he fall in love when he get drunk. He a drunk.
Yeah, like you like to have a good time, but you don't realize how touchy you can be at points. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's how you are. I'm just saying you might not realize it, but somebody else might be like, yo, why is Doug always like rubbing on me and
slapping
stuff?
me in the back?
I'm not gonna go out drinking with him no more, because every time he wants to, give me a hug or come by me, and like, I'm trying to talk to other people and Doug just wants to insert himself, and it's every single time he drinks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and some people might not mind that. Some people be like, yo, Doug, they might be just like you. Yeah. Like, yo, Doug, come on, let's go. Come on. You'd be like, let's go. Come on, Doug. Let's go, Ray. Let's hang out.
Let me tell Doug this story. And this is funny because I'm telling you, we're gonna honestly have to do a part 2, because this side is just my mom's side. I didn't even start talking about my dad's side. So
that must be nice.
Look, for an example, Doug, I had this one uncle, R.I.P. When he got drunk, for whatever reason, he was back in Vietnam.
Oof. That PTSD right there,
bruh. So one day I'm out there and I'm like, he getting too drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I know my limit. I'll be like, I got cut off. But my uncle, he didn't. So this man literally put me in what they call a Chinese headlock and almost killed me, bro.
And he didn't realize it.
He did not realize it. He was choking me out.
I want to bring this up.
Look, he was choking me out, and my aunt had to come like, yo, you about to kill that boy. Like,
snap him out of it.
Yeah.
So on my dad's side, which none of us talk to or really respect, my aunt, I don't really call her my aunt because I don't see her as that way.
Yeah.
But she was jealous of because she always brings up the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And she's jealous of my mom because my grandfather said, I'm not losing a son, I'm gaining a daughter. So my dad's sister took offense to that, and there was division throughout the whole family for like 20 plus years. But I see that as an excuse, because that's the past. That has nothing to do with me to treat your nephews like shit.
Yeah.
So I find, like, I get what you guys are saying, but at the same time, the past is the past. Move on from it.
Yeah.
But like you said, like, if they're gonna treat you like that, that's where you have to disown them.
But yeah, I could care less about that.
But I'm gonna say this, bro, because I gotta say this. When you was telling that story of the Chinese headlock, it reminded me of my uncle one day. He's like an uncle to me, but he got drunk one night, and my brother's telling me the story, and he's like, yo, yeah, he was like, I had to drive his car back home. Now my brother don't know how to drive stick. So he's like, yeah, I'm trying. He was like, I had to park the car, and somehow I got it to park. And he was like, then he get out, and I'm trying to take him to his house. He was like, all of a sudden, he jumped behind the bushes and was like, get down. They're coming for me. So I was dying, man. It's like, it's crazy, the stuff that people do when they're drunk and this and that. But like I said, there's the good times, there's the bad times, there's the times in between. Exactly. So you got to figure out if you're going to disown them, whether you're just going to put them in situations because like you said, you just like disown them. You may see them at a family gathering, this and that, And then there's times where, like, instead of disowning them, you just got to put them in a situation that you know is going to work best for them and for you.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm not inviting somebody over that I know it's going to be a bunch of alcohol, especially a family member, and I know they're just going to start problems. Because there's family members out there that's like that. So, you know, I would say figure out the situation, figure out if, you know, the scenario works for them. And if not, don't invite them. And maybe sooner or later you had to have that conversation with them and talk to them about it.
Yeah. Look, can I real quick? I want because this story is like, it's multi-layered. You know, it's like an onion. The more we talk about it, the more I peel back. This is good for me because this is my therapy. You know what I mean? So
I agree with you. You barely tell us about this at work, so I'm glad you're speaking about it now.
So one time it was Christmas, you know, holiday season. So my aunt comes. My aunt is from California. She comes and she's like, Ray, can I stay with you? I had a spare room. So I said, yeah, you can come stay with me, whatever. So
our first question would be like, yo, how long you staying here?
That's definitely what I should have did. But it was like, it ended up being like 10 days. It wasn't bad. And I was glad I got to spend some time with my aunt, you know, because she, you know, the aunts, they tell you the old stories that you didn't know. Oh, remember, you probably don't remember this, but when you was young, blah, blah, blah. So they tell you about stuff. So now,
right, that sounded like the grandma from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
The grandma or the aunt?
No, there was an episode where Uncle Phil's grandmother, Uncle Phil's mother came for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And she was there for like 10 days.
Yeah.
For 10 episodes.
I'm telling you, I love my aunt, but this is the part of my brothers. Here we go, right? So my aunt, she's the chef of the family. So she's like, yo, Ray, can you do this? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, yo, I need you to go to the store, get this. And I'm like, well, when am I getting all this food for? Oh, because your brothers want this and they put in an order for this. And I'm like, well, if they put the order in, why they ain't coughing up the money? No lie. Every day for those 10 days that she was here, I spent like $200 buying food.
Yeah, not me.
Not for me to eat, for her to cook for other people. So my brother comes over and I had an electrical issue and he's an electrician. So I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. He ain't never been to my house. Now he coming because my aunt is here. Fantastic. Hey, my man, can you look at this electrical for me real quick? So he goes, he looks. He was like, yeah, I got to come back another day with my tools. And, you know, I can fix that problem for you because I can see there's still power to here, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm going to finally get my junk fixed in the house. You know,
another day.
My man never came back. At least not while I was there. He came to get food for my aunt that she made, but he never came back while I was there because he didn't want me to be like, yo, what happened with you fixing the electrical issue? You know what I mean?
So again, he worked around it.
He worked around it. He never came back, bro. And again, my aunt was there for 10 days. After that first day that he got his food, he never came back.
He came back and said, let me get that to-go order.
Yeah. I'll meet you outside.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up real quick. Can you please drop that off?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, if you guys want to hear more great stories like this, you know, stories that we tell, maybe stories that you relate to, you know, leave it in the comments. Let us know, you know, if you had experiences like that, because we got stories for days. I'm gonna tell you that much. Whether it's family, friends, don't matter what it is, man. A dog, listen, a party I went to. But this is Tequila time, bro. Like, share, comment, everything, man. I'm your boy, Big Dave.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Razor Sharp. That's the tequila talking. I'm just right.
Yeah,
Mr. Yes, sir.
Shout outs to the Lost Explorer. We're not sponsored, but damn hell good tequila right here.
He ain't never lied.
Cheers, bro.
Till next time.